Welcome to the Left Behind Game Club. This week we take on Super Mario Galaxy. Initially this was going to be a two-part series, but we realized that there wasn't enough to talk about, so it's one episode split up into two parts. You'll hear part 1, a musical transition, and then part 2. As far as audio quality goes, we use a different setup for part 1, so the audio quality isn't up to our normal standard, but we figured it out and part 2 sounds better. We fought about a lot of things, including which Mario brother was best. I said Mario, Mike and Mo said Luigi. Well, most of the time.
Okay, I gotta say, Luigi, severe letdown in this game. Luigi, you rescue him, okay? You rescue him from the Boo Palace or whatever. Okay? Then he's like, oh, cool, I'm in this overworld. Hey, Mario, you missed a star. Do you need some help getting it? You're like, yeah, sure. What a great bro. And then he sends you a letter saying, hey, dude, I got lost. Can you save me?
I took a selfie and sent it to you in the mail. Here's this selfie of me getting lost. Help me.
You're listening to the Left Behind Game Club.
Welcome to the Left Behind Game Club, our never-ending attempt to make sure that no game is left behind. I'm your host, Jacob McCourt, and with me, two friends. These two friends and me are going to talk about Super Mario Galaxy.
Friends. Football friend.
And you guys have officially
that wasn't
stopped becoming friends with me because that was ridiculous.
Okay, so who are my friends? I'm Jacob McCourt. Mike, who are you?
I am a person who's a friend of Jacob McCourt.
Great.
I'm being held hostage. Send help.
His name is Mo.
Yes, Mo Murtadi, Michael Ruffolo.
Yes,
Thank you very much for joining me
Very
today.
excited to be here.
Always a pleasure.
And the game today is Super Mario Galaxy. That one's a Mo pick, so I'm going to let Mo do the show.
Okay, so here we go. Super Mario Galaxy. Like Jacob said, it was my pick, my turn to pick a game. The inspiration was Super Mario Sunshine. Played that way back when on the GameCube. Loved it. Loved Super Mario Sunshine. If you don't know, you play Mario, you get to shoot water. There's paint everywhere. Fun game. Loved it. So I said, you know what? The sequel-ish from Nintendo was Super Mario Galaxy. Always wanted to play it. Never had a chance. We started doing this little platform, and I said, you know what? It's time. Let's give it a shot. And yeah, that was pretty much the inspiration. Nothing too fancy about it. It's essentially open world-ish Mario game. You're in space. You travel on top of planets, little tiny planets. And yeah, that's essentially Super Mario Galaxy.
It's kind of the same setup as like Mario 64, where there's a hub world.
Is it?
And then there's different rooms that you go into to get to your different areas, right? If you think about it.
Oh, well, for
Super
me,
Mario 64, there was the Mushroom Kingdom.
Yeah.
And then you go inside the castle, and then you jump in a painting,
Yeah.
and you get into that world, you grab the stars, you jump back out. Sort of the same thing here,
In
right?
Sunshine, you jump into graffiti, and that's how you
Yeah.
go into the hub world.
yeah.
Or rather, the subworlds.
Mario doesn't change.
Mario doesn't change.
Mario is like war. Never changes.
Oh,
What's your experience with War? A.k.a. Mario Galaxy.
A lot of Call of Duty.
a lot of Call of Duty.
Mario Galaxy, you played it before?
I think I played about half of it before, and then kind of fell off. I think because there were other things to play, and I kind of felt like I was playing just to say that I've played it. But yeah, I'm excited to play this again.
I think that one came out in like the last year of our Lord of games. It was like, didn't the Orange Box come out that year? It was either 07 or 08. It was 07 that it came out.
Don't hold me to it.
And I think that was like the Orange Box came out. There was like 7 or 10 real big games that came out.
Mm-hmm.
I've still played through that.
Wow.
And played through 2 as well.
Really?
Yep. So this is the second time through Super Mario Galaxy.
You sound excited. I can't wait to hear more about that.
Mo. Tell us, where do we start?
Okay, so you get dropped off in this magical place, and I think we can start off with the first hub that comes to mind. I'll just name off some of the
But
planets.
you're not going to tell us the insane story about how Bowser steals Princess Peach, and there are meteors falling everywhere.
Power
and little
stars. I
star
don't know.
bits that you
Wait,
pick
so
up.
I could
No,
have
sorry,
sworn
that
I
was a
said.
joke. We have no reason to discuss the story in this game. This game reminded me how bad stories in Mario.
Yeah, I felt like I told you the story. I said it was a Mario game.
Well, they're not bad. They're just like, it's a template. You don't come to Mario for the story unless you're playing an RPG Mario game.
I would totally agree with that, but then they felt the need to make the library inside the hub world, and I went inside and I had Rosalina tell me a story, and we'll talk more about Rosalina in a second. But
Mario!
I've never felt that my time was wasted more listening
game?
to that story for maybe 5 minutes max.
I got trapped by it. I just went in the door. I'm like, what's going on here? And then she told me a story, and you can't skip it.
You can't skip it. You can't get out. And the story is like, it makes no sense. It makes no sense in that they use words that are way above children's level of like reading knowledge and comprehension. And yet the story structure and the narrative, without like getting too nerdy about this, is like designed for children. There's no adult that's going to be like, yes, you know, it's a great story. When Rosalina sat me down with a storybook and told me about how she didn't pack enough apricot tea.
That's an actual part of it.
It's an actual thing.
Oh, man.
Okay. Sorry.
Okay.
No,
Had to get that off my
Tell us
chest.
about the terrace, Mo.
Well, you went so before the terrace, you get a first little welcome planet galaxy area where you kind of show you the mechanics of you jumping on these small planets, and you're kind of like collecting coins and stars. End of each little micro level in a galaxy is the planet. You want to collect the final star, which is always either at the end of the level or you beat a boss or something. I don't know about you guys, but when I first played it, it was exactly what I was expecting. A really cool, like Mario open world game. The traveling, when they launch you through to other planets, I thought that was sweet. And like the Mario noises, woohoo!
Great exhilaration
Awesome.
feeling when you like jump into one of those stars and whip that Wii U or that Wii controller, and you just go shooting through space.
And that was the thing with the Wii controller, it makes it so much better. Sorry to cut it, but yeah, it was awesome. The controller motion kind of makes it good.
And then as you're flying through, you're like, okay, I know I'm going to be landing over there somewhere, so you aim your controller at the screen so that way you can pick up all the little star bits.
Yeah.
So that way you don't have to pick them up later.
Is that what they are?
I don't miss motion controls. I don't.
I like it in this game. I've been thinking about would I want to play this game with like a standard controller, something like a Xbox or PS4 controller. Would not want to, but there's something so fun about the gravity in this game, the way that you use the controller to spin. I think the only instance that I hated the motion controls with the controlling Mario was when I was trying to skate.
Oh, yeah.
But we'll talk about that in a bit.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Like, there's some times where, like, motion control is annoying. I want to be forced to use it. I want it to be natural. Another thing later on would be, like, twisting those gears.
Oh, yeah. I like that, though.
Oh, I just didn't feel like, why? Why can't I just press the left button? Who's going to spin? Like, why do I have to? Anyways. But no.
See, my issue was the Super Monkey Ball level where you're on that ball. I don't know if it's like an optional level. I don't know if you played that one.
I did no optional
I know that one. Oh, yeah.
Yes. Wait. So there's a ball, and the star is in the ball, and you have to bring the ball across the map.
Yeah.
Much like a Super Monkey Ball level.
Yeah, that
and
one
the
was
motion
tricky.
control, you have to hold the Wiimote up vertically and use it almost like a joystick.
Yeah.
Why?
Like that one and the racing one when you're on top of the manta ray.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
the water.
Oh, that one you have to hold like a paper airplane, right? That's the whole thing.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
I think
I appreciated the difference.
They were trying to show what it could do all the different ways because it's like Nintendo's feature game that we use. Like, you know what?
I appreciated it changing up from, the standard control.
But overall, like, I feel like that charm of like flying around was awesome for the first, I guess, I want to say area or two. So like the Galaxies. And then it kind of like, I felt like, I don't know about you guys, but you guys were like nodding your head agreeing. I got a little like repetitive.
Yeah.
Right?
Got a little boring.
Anyone else?
Yeah. And the only thing that kept me in it was once I started getting bored, we'd stumble across a level where Mario got a new suit.
Yeah.
Or a suit that I had never seen before. I think the first one that we get out of the new ones is the Bumblebee Mario.
It is. That's in the first area.
This is stupid, but I love it.
Yeah.
This is so dumb, but I love it.
Same. So yeah.
It's like, why can't Mario go in the water? Because he's a bee? What? Are bees not?
Bees die in the water.
Yeah.
What? I don't know. But yeah, no, you're right. As soon as you get that feature, you're like, this is pretty cool. You get to buzz around and fly now, kind of like a bee. Mm-hmm. It's kind of lame, but I'm okay with it.
I don't know about you, but like my whole, like when the boredom went away, was when I found a level type that I really liked. So anything with water, I actually really liked. So like the beach level with the penguins, I got all the stars that I could out of that level because like it was cute, it was small, there were penguins and penguins are great. But like anything that was like not green or watery, I just for some reason I wasn't interested in. Right. Like I don't want mechanical, I don't want ghost. Like just give me just give me Mario in green and blue.
I liked Ghost because Ghost was new.
I died on Ghost, and when there's a couple like I think the first Ghost section when you're confronted with the first Boo Ghost, I had no idea what to do. I died like 4 times, and I could not figure it out. Like how do I kill this thing? Like the mechanic was you have to force it into the light by following you, and it won't follow you if you're facing it. That's kind of the spoiler.
Don't you know that from Luigi's Mansion?
No, I didn't. I did not. Like, to be honest, I was drawing a complete blank. I'm like, there's no like hints. I was so confused. And then I eventually got to it, but that wasn't a hindrance. I was like, okay, cool. And once I understood it, it was smooth sailing. Mm-hmm. But yeah, but back to you, Jacob, with the water. Mm-hmm. This is just like we've all played tons of games in our past. There's some specific things you like and don't like about games. So my biggest thing one of the things I hate about games is when they add the breathing feature. Like you have to get to the top of the water to like get a breath. I don't care, man. Just put a little mouthpiece. Yeah, give me a mouthpiece. Like I don't want to go to the top. Like I know that's a challenge. You have to keep it in mind. That it doesn't. If anything, it gives me a negative gaming experience because now I have to drive up to the top to like solve it. Luckily here it's like a child game, so like you get a lot of air. You never really need to.
A lot of air.
Yeah, so you can collect almost anything without getting a breath. But it's just the fact that you have that in mind. It's like. Well, for me, it's probably just me thinking this way. I just don't want to have to go get a breath to finish
some serious lung capacity.
Well, and swimming on console still isn't like the greatest thing.
Yeah. I found the camera sucked when I was swimming. I thought the camera, for the most part, was fine. It really knew where you were going. It signaled it by how it was angled. Yeah. It was easy to control when you needed to control it. But I found the second you go underwater, the camera is just absolute garbage.
Yeah, third-person swimming is tough.
Really tough. I did not appreciate the swimming sections very much. I definitely know what you mean about finding those types of levels that you love. For me, I love the skating.
Yeah.
I was really good at the skating. The special comment on the one level where there's lava and there's ice, and you have to get the ice mushroom or ice flower
to freeze lava,
so you can skate over the lava.
Yeah,
I crushed Shadow Mario in that by like 30 seconds. Like he didn't stand a chance because I was so good at skating.
Yeah, you skipped some of the tiles. Exactly. Yeah, I did that too. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. And I want to play more of those. Mm-hmm. One of the things that I'm really appreciating about this is that I feel that this Galaxy game was just they had a ton of ideas that they didn't think were strong enough to make an individual game around, but decided, hey, like this, we could do some really cool stuff with this. Like, if there was a Super Bumblebee Mario game, guys, I don't think I'm playing that one.
No way. But I'm glad I got a little bit of it.
But I'm excited to go into a world or galaxy where there are Bumblebee Marios just running around, afraid of water and buzzing around.
Yeah. No, like it's same thing. Like it's a bunch of ideas. Good point. Like it seems like they're throwing a bunch of stuff out there. You get a little bit of this and that. I love the racing. Almost all the racing levels. There's one where you're like you have to grab the blue stars and like float around and keep grabbing them and dodging. I think you're dodging.
Chase a Boo.
Yeah, the Boo is racing you to the end. I think like that one I did. There's like a launch star that you have to grab, and if you shot yourself, you got like a good 30 seconds ahead of him.
Yep.
That was satisfying, being able to beat an artificial intelligence.
And that's something I really appreciate about Nintendo games is I find that they're one of the few companies out there that does a lot of stuff one-off, like in their development. They're like, yeah, we're going to do this like Boo thing for this one world, and you're not going to use it any other time. If they spend the development resources elsewhere, a lot of the time they're like, okay, we're going to use this and we're going to replicate it later in the game. We're going to replicate it here where we can. But like, there is so much stuff that's just one-off. And just because.
Like, they almost don't care about the economics of game design. Of like, it costs money to create these assets and design these puzzles and figure out how to program this in properly. And Nintendo is just like, yeah, we'll use it once.
Mm-hmm.
We'll use it once.
We'll throw all this money at it.
Once.
Here's this money. Just take the money.
We'll figure out how to make them fly once.
Yeah.
But I've really appreciated the variety. Something that I didn't think I'd love, and I'm still kind of on the fence on, are these star bits. Them just being everywhere.
Yeah.
And feeling this insane OCD thing in me of like, well, these meteors of star bits continue to fall, so why don't I just sit here for half an hour and collect a ton of star bits?
Does it keep going?
It keeps going, Mo.
Oh, what?
Oh, I didn't know that. I thought
In the
was
overworld,
random.
they just keep coming?
Keeps coming.
Did you sit there for like 20 minutes just collecting a single Stardust every 5 minutes?
Sat there collecting 5 star bits at a time for too long.
Oh my god.
I don't know what the actual time was. I was listening to a podcast.
You just sat there collecting Starbits?
I was just collecting star bits.
But you have to feed them to the stars to make them fat.
I'm bad at this. I sometimes don't pay attention to the story while I'm playing if it's not
It's a
super
Mario
interesting.
game.
Yeah. Fair enough. No, but like, so was there, besides feeding those fat, like,
Lumens?
lumen thingy, the stars, was there any other reason for collecting those bits?
You get a high score at the end of each galaxy, and then there are lumens in the overworld, the galaxy hub, that you can feed to create more star portals for you.
Mhm.
Okay, so there's no reason.
No good
You
reason.
collect them to open up your own star business at the
They're
end.
collectibles.
Yeah.
They're shiny.
No star
They're
left behind.
colorful. No star left behind. No star bit left behind.
yeah.
And here's their slogan for our business.
Mhm.
You'll shine bright like a star with us.
Shine bright like a diamond.
Hey, Jake, how's that
like a
mountain
diamond.
goat business going?
The mountain goat business is great. It's the Left Behind Go Club where we make $1 billion.
Where memes don't die.
I like that. A billion dollar.
No
Get
meme
it?
is left behind.
Because Billy Goats and money, cash, $1 billion.
Mo and I are nodding our heads
Yep.
vigorously.
Terrace. Anything else in Terrace?
That was pretty much it. The bee was a highlight. The Ray and the penguins were also a highlight. Besides that, the last boss was the Feet Mini Bowser.
Mm-hmm.
Or Baby Bowser.
Bowser Jr.
Yeah, Bowser Jr.
Isn't there like that mega leg, like the
That's
Shadow of
him.
the Colossus type
Yeah,
thing?
that's him. The Mega Leg is his...
It makes no sense. It's bigger than the planet that it's standing on.
It should have
I
a
don't
larger
know.
gravitational pull.
Yeah.
But you know what?
It's not
Physics
dark
is not
science.
part of the Nintendo world.
But you know what is?
Although, sorry, I do need to mention,
Yep.
I feel compelled to say this. The gravity in this game is so much fun.
Yeah.
Jumping from little planet to little planet, just like using the slingshot of the gravity to like get you wherever you want to go.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
I've spent too much time just jumping around planets,
Yeah,
pretending I'm like Goku training on King Kai's planet.
I didn't want to make the reference, but yes, 1,000% yes.
Yes.
I wanted
It's
to...
over 9,000%.
Early on, I wanted
1,000.
100%. Early on, I was like, this literally reminds me of being on King Kai's planet. But I thought that might have been a stretch. But yes, Michael, thank you.
Yes.
You've made my day.
Let's go in the time chamber and talk about Captain Toad.
Captain Toad.
He's in this game.
He is.
Yeah, do you know Captain Toad?
No.
So they turned him into his own game on the Wii U where he's a treasure tracker.
Okay.
But Captain Toad is that little toad with the mining lamp who's all like,
yeah.
look at my ship. I'm a toad. I can fly places.
Wait, what does he say?
Sorry, is that Captain Toad? Is he here?
Hello, Michael. I'm Captain Toad. Help me find your brother Luigi because he got lost again.
Yeah.
Man.
Luigi's in it.
Okay, I gotta say, Luigi, severe letdown in this game.
Because you
Luigi, you rescue him, okay? You rescue him from the Boo Palace or whatever,
yeah.
okay? Then he's like, oh, cool, I'm in this overworld. Hey, Mario, you missed a star. Do you need some help getting it? You're like, yeah, sure. What a great bro. And then he sends you a letter saying, hey, dude, I got lost. Can you save me?
I took a selfie and sent it to you in the mail. Here's this selfie of me getting lost.
Yeah. No, as soon as I got into that world, I think in this, what was it, the kitchen? I think that's the next
By
galaxy.
the way, didn't you say in a previous podcast that Luigi is the superior brother?
Luigi is the superior
No.
brother. This is a poor representation of Luigi.
But it is a representation.
It is. You're right.
He cries in every game he's in.
He's trapped.
Yeah, exactly. That was
Mario.
great. Is Luigi here? Where's Luigi?
Mario.
Mario, is that you?
Mario. Anyways, no. So Luigi's in his mansion that he like dominated in Luigi's mansion,
Okay.
and now he's stuck somehow.
Okay.
How is that canon? Explain that one. I don't know what's
I
happening.
don't think it's canon.
I think we should put Luigi in a cannon.
This is like
get rid
Mario.
of
This
him.
is like the
It'd be a better
Mario
canon.
and Luigi GT saga, kind of for Dragon Ball. It just doesn't make sense. It's just a spin-off of Dragon Ball.
Oh.
Anyways, no, yeah. So it's,
It's going to be
man.
retconned later.
yeah, that level though was pretty cool with the ghost stuff. Luigi's we talked about earlier. Yeah, this is the one where Luigi's featured in, and he's trapped.
Mhm.
You save him, and abruptly it's like, okay, that's
Yeah.
it. That's it.
So the boss at the end of that galaxy, the robot reactor, the leg thing,
Yeah.
I thought it was super easy.
Yep.
I don't know about you guys. I found this game to be too easy, and I'm hoping that it ratchets up in difficulty and challenge on the second half. But honestly, it's been a cakewalk.
I had trouble once.
Did you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of the things that I'm very annoyed with in this game is every time my Wii restarts, it seems like I lose a bunch of lives. It doesn't matter how many times I save.
Oh,
You know what that is? You know the trick there?
No.
It takes 5 lives from you every time you turn it off. And then,
Stupid.
did you see that there's a male toad that's
Yeah.
right there? He has 5 of your lives.
Okay, but that's so dumb.
Yeah, it is.
Because, Peach is so nice and so capable and able to send you these 5 1-up lives. Why doesn't she use some of them to try and escape herself? Okay? Maybe she doesn't want to escape.
Mm.
Maybe this is really just her and Bowser's, excuse.
Their honeymoon.
Yeah.
whoa.
I mean, how does Baby Bowser come to existence?
Whoa.
The question needs to be asked.
Is this a thing?
There's a whole Mario.
You're right.
Is there a subreddit about this I
There's
can
a
read?
ton of this stuff, guys. Do you know how many Bowser children there are?
There's
There's a lot.
Where do they come from?
She's always
Where do they come from? That's a good question.
and she's always visiting him.
Why does Bowser Jr. have such an attachment to Princess Peach?
It's his mama.
Oh my.
You nailed it. You nailed it. You know who else nailed it?
No,
Don't do it. It was all good until
Don't do it.
Do what?
No.
I don't know what you're
the
talking
comments of
about.
Michael Ruffolo are his and his own. They do not represent the opinions of the Left Behind Game Club.
I don't know what you're talking about.
So the
Just gonna say,
the fountain is a thing.
No, that's funny. I didn't realize.
I didn't realize that either.
I didn't connect those dots until now.
They're okay.
They don't
So
need to be connected.
what I would highly recommend is going to the Idle Thumbs database. They talk extensively
No,
about all of the.
what you want to recommend is stay woke, everyone. That's what
Can I ask, what does that mean? What does stay woke
Okay.
mean?
So
Am I old?
okay, no. So this is where I'm probably not even explaining it correctly.
Okay.
So Michael, feel free to chime in.
Michael's making hand gestures now.
No, so it's. Do you know how people are always some people talk about conspiracy theories and things like that. So it's the term you would use like keep your eyes awake, pay attention. Don't be a sheep. So the people that say the Earth is flat, they say the Earth is flat. You can't. It's flat. There's no way you can. Look outside. It's flat. Stay woke.
Stop listening to Eddie Bravo.
Yeah. Do not listen to the media. Do not look at facts. Do not look at science.
Okay.
Just stay woke. They're hiding stuff, bro. They're hiding stuff. Stay woke.
Okay.
That's where it comes from.
So the United States is controlled by a government system.
Stay woke.
It's a computer,
Stay woke.
and it's also a clone. Metal Gear Solid.
So Bowser Jr.'s robot, very easy to kill.
Yeah,
Very easy. This game has been easy.
Yeah,
Yep.
almost top to bottom, these first 4 galaxies I find were a lot easier than expected.
Mhm.
Like I said, really charming. Loved it for the first little bit, and by second or third galaxy, I was like, okay, and okay, okay, we got to another planet. Okay, now we're sliding around. Cool, and okay, is there a story progression? No. Okay, what is happening? And I still feel that way almost to the end.
I think that's why the story in this game is annoying me as much as it is, because I don't feel any desire to continue to be propelled
What story?
through. Exactly. There's no motivation, and I feel kind of stupid playing a Mario game and saying, "But what's my motivation?"
That's what I was asking.
But I have a tough time playing it for the challenge or for the fun when it's not very challenging, and there are very few bits of novelty. You know, the Bumblebee Mario, the Boo Mario, ice skating Mario. It's fun, yeah, but there's not a ton of it. So I'm really hoping that by the time we get to the second half, it's going to
A story is going to magically appear out of nowhere.
either we're going to get some story motivation, or we're going to get some real challenge that actually makes me want to continue to play through it.
Yeah, so I'm speaking out of almost ignorance. I've only played Luigi's Mansion, which had a general storyline, from my understanding, or maybe I don't remember it. And then Super Mario Sunshine, I was like happy with continuing to clean up the world because I knew there was like an end goal, save like you're being framed for something. You're trying to prove that you're not a bad person. There's a whole thing progressing.
Got that OCD cleanness thing.
Yeah, it was like vacuuming. I love vacuuming just because like you see the end result at the end because everything's going to be clean.
Everything is clean.
Literally. So that's the thing. But it was like this one, I'm just jumping on Galaxies collecting star bits. I know at the end somehow I'm going to free Peach, but I do not understand how. And is that just a Mario thing that I don't... Because, for example, if all Mario games, I'm guessing by the way you guys are explaining it, don't have a storyline, then it'd be kind of lame for us to say there's no story, because if that's just what Mario games are, we can't really criticize it for that because that's what it is.
I think there are 4 categories of Mario games. There are the side-scrolling Marios, there are the open-world Marios, there are the Mario RPGs, and there are the others, sports, etc.
Yeah.
Only the RPGs have stories.
Are we wrong for being disappointed that there is no story? Because it's a Mario game, or is it a valid criticism of
I've played this before, so I can't say.
You know what? I would say like every game type, every game genre has to like adapt and move forward. And from what I'm seeing, there's more of a story in Super Mario Odyssey. That's
next game.
That's the one that's coming up for the Switch in the fall.
Is there a story though?
Yeah, there's some evil wedding planners.
Oh right, New Donk City.
New Donk City. Mm-hmm. So it seems like there's actually more of a story in this next one. We'll see when it comes out because that'll be the impetus for me to buy a Switch.
October 27th.
Let's
get it.
That's going to be
soon.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
I can't wait to play Splatoon 2 and Breath of the Wild.
I'm getting a Switch in December.
Oh, I'm trying to hold out for hardware revision.
Did you guys have a Galaxy or Planet that like you didn't like? Because like most of them were kind of cool, but I have one in particular that like I was annoyed.
Which one?
The sand one.
Ah,
I didn't like how like the second you touch sand, you're dead.
Yeah,
you can't escape. Like, come on, like
yeah.
I understand if it's like sinking, which they had that feature. Like if you did the slam on the ground on like the normal sand, you'd get stuck, but you can kind of jump out of it. I don't know. I think that was one of the first ones I started dying, and I felt like I didn't deserve to die.
I definitely had a couple of deaths on the sand level. That's what in the...
It's in the third... no, that's in the kitchen.
Okay. Yeah, there's definitely some areas there that I died on the sand that I didn't feel were fair. But because the rest of the game was so easy, I had like probably 30 lives. That it didn't matter.
And correction, it was in the bedroom, the fourth Galaxy. But yeah.
Thank you.
And see, I just had an issue with in the bedroom, the Bowser.
You had an issue in the bedroom.
I had an issue in the bedroom, and I can't talk about it on the air. But in the bedroom, in Super Mario Galaxy,
there we go.
Bringing it back. I had an issue with the Bowser Zone just because of the dark matter that was in there. Just how if you touch that once and you die. The only time I really lost lives in the game was in that level with the arrows, with the gravity. Yeah. There's like a puzzle where you kind of have to just follow along and jump up and down and around
rotate based off the gravity.
Based on the gravity. That's the only point in the game that was hard where I lost lives.
Yeah, I lost a couple lives there, but I thought it was kind of cool where it kind of compensated, but at the same time, I see where it'd be kind of annoying. I died a lot.
Well, and they put a 1-up like mushroom right in the middle of it, so you'll never lose.
Yep.
It's almost like, hey, the kids are having a hard time. We should put a 1-up mushroom there. Is this game not for us?
Is that might not be.
You're right. Maybe I didn't think of that.
But is 64 still for us? I think it is.
64 is for. It had to be designed for us.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things that I've seen more and more now that my little cousins are playing video games and they love retro games, in quotes. They love playing Mario. They love playing Sonic. But the second they die or get to a part that they like don't know how to beat, they just give up.
Okay, wait. Sorry. How old are your cousins?
5 and 7.
I have a 5 and 7-year-old mind when it comes to gaming because I'm the exact same way. I swear to you, if I die a couple of times from something that I shouldn't be dying in, like you lost me as like a game player. I'm closing. I'm moving on. There's so many games I can play. Like, don't make my life difficult. I want to have fun.
Yes.
Maybe I'm like way like too stubborn or something. But yeah, like probably yeah.
See, I feel like I've been forged in the iron of rented games from Blockbuster.
Braid, that's what forged you.
Yeah, you have one game that you have for a week, and you want to get the most out of it. And so you hit your head against that game and you figure out how to beat it no matter what. It doesn't matter whether it's good design or bad design. That's how I learned to play games. And because I didn't have a ton of games and because I only had them for short periods of time, I had to get good. And I had to learn how to persist through challenge and difficulty. But I do want to point out, though, that the design of this game is really smart. Early on, they slow roll a whole bunch of different mechanics in, and they do it at the most perfect time, in the perfect place. But I have to agree that they put those one-up mushrooms too frequently in areas that you know are going to be difficult, so that you never really lose lives. You're really just hovering at that same spot because your go-to is grab that one-up mushroom first and then try and beat the boss or complete the section.
But is there even a consequence for losing your lives and gaming over? I don't think there is.
No, I've never gotten there.
I don't.
So I brought this up when we played Gone Home. The designer from there, he mentioned that like that's the Japanese way of like making games is you want to make sure they get to the like end result or get to the next stage without getting deterred by something that's too difficult. You have to assume your
Or was that Jonathan Blow? I think that was Jonathan
Was
Blow.
it? Yeah, that was
Jonathan. You said
the designer of Braid. Yeah, of Gone Home. Yeah, so that was his thing. That's his mechanic. Whereas when he's saying like, yeah, you want to make sure they don't hit a wall because they're going to run away and not buy your game or not rent it or whatever it may be. So, and last time I checked, Mario is like the Japanese franchise.
Yeah, that sells a lot of units. That pushes those units.
Yeah, so I guess it's leading the way with that type of games. And one plus mushrooms, the second the testers get beat, or they lose a life.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Besides that,
can we talk about the music though?
Yes, go for it, Jake.
I liked the music in spots.
Yeah.
Some of the orchestration, I don't know music terms. Some of that stuff was really, really great. I just felt like a child as he flies through space.
Totally. Sing us more.
No, that's enough.
Okay.
We're going to have to pay money after that. But some of it was really great and really memorable, but not all of it, which is a weird feeling for me.
Could not agree more. Only the distinction that I draw is not the music that I was disliking, but many of the sound effects and audio cues were grating on my ears. The audio cues of a galaxy is open, or you could jump into the galaxy at the end of the level, starbits counting up and things like that. I thought it was just poor audio design because there was a ton of music that I loved, but I was frequently turning down my TV because I didn't want to hear grating like audio cues that you should pay attention to this or this has just happened. I don't know did you feel that, Mo?
Mixed between kind of you two. Like there's some sounds that were like awesome. The one biggest one was when you jump into one of those orange stars and it winds you up and then it launches you. That like if there's a level where I'm just doing that the entire time and just traveling for like 10 minutes, I'm not doing any objective, but just Star Blast next to Star Blast. That was awesome. When you get launched and you're flying, that cool thing was great. I don't remember the music. I don't know if that's bad or good. I don't remember it having I didn't like take a note of it or anything, but I guess that's a good and a bad thing. It's good because like it wasn't terrible and I would remember it was terrible, and it's bad because I don't remember it.
It really stood out to me as good.
Really?
I really
okay.
enjoyed it.
The music.
Yeah, the music.
To me, it's not like Legend of Zelda, Ocarina of Time, Legend of Zelda 64. Never gonna live that one down. But there's some good songs in it. Like I want to get that Nintendo Power CD that they send out and just like put that in my Walkman and walk around jamming to Super Mario Galaxy.
No, yeah. So we kind of jumped around all the Galaxies. I think we got a good sense of some of them. One of the ones that's I want to talk about are the bosses in general.
That's exactly what I wanted to talk about.
So I want to go first with this thought about some of the bosses. The Bowser one. So there's two. I think it's the second Galaxy and then it's the fourth Galaxy.
You mean the same boss battle twice in a row?
100%.
Fireballs.
100%. That's another one of the things. Like, okay, I did this. What's next? That's like it stacks on to like I'm jumping around collecting a star. Okay, what's next?
Filler. It's just filler.
Is that not how it was in 64 though?
I don't know.
It's been so. Last time I played 64, I was a child.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I feel bad saying like, is it like if this is what Mario games are in general, then I feel bad like saying, oh, we're doing the same thing over, and someone would be like, okay, well, that's a Mario game. What are you playing? Like, you know nothing.
Yeah, but game design needs to like change over time.
100%. Like Sunshine, maybe I'm giving way too much pride. Like,
I gotta say, you're an outlier loving Sunshine.
Really, I love Sunshine.
Most people are disappointed with Sunshine.
Maybe
I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I like
Sunshine. Finish it.
That's most people as well.
Okay, yeah, I liked it. I thought there was a story. I thought there was a cool mechanic. Like, anyways, in general,
kind of fun and happy on a tropical island.
Yeah, and like it was good. Whereas this one, it's like I'm doing the same thing over and over. Like, this would be like almost like this is type of the game experience I expect on mobile. Because like you always want to play like a 5-minute like game, and then you're moving on. So if you replay it a week from then and pop up a new level and similar, your brain kind of is like, oh, okay, I'll just keep going. But for like a console game, like I don't want this repetitiveness. But the thing, we're saying this, I kind of like read a little bit, like just general reviews of the game. Apparently, like it picks up like the second half with like challenge and like differentiation.
I can't wait.
I hope. Like that's all I can say. I can hope because it was almost like a struggle. That last Galaxy probably took me 3 days of just because I wasn't motivated. Like, I don't want to. I feel like I was wasting my time.
How did you play it? Because I played it on a Wii U.
I played it on a Wii?
I played it on a Wii as well.
Okay. Essentially, it's the same thing. Wii U has a Wii in it.
Only you looked at it from the Wii U controller. You played through the controller.
I did at one point. It was wild.
You sent us a photo, and I was like, that is insane.
Yeah, I had the kitchen table. It was like a Switch like precursor where I just stood it on the table and was playing it with the camera on the top of the Wii U gamepad. It was wild. I only did it for half an hour, and then I'm like, yo, this screen is like 4 inches big. My notes got progressively snarkier as I went too.
You want to go through the notes?
So I wrote Bowser Jr., sure, airship, whatever. Like, is that not what I wrote there, Bowser Jr.?
That's exactly what he wrote.
Yep. There's some other stuff in there that I'm sure you're just like, wow, you're getting snarky, boy.
Find Luigi. Sigh.
I think there's some expletives in there too that you probably
Penguin swimming? Yes.
My notes are usually more complete than that, but like this game,
33 stars to get to Bowser? Okay.
Yeah, I got a little snarky by the end.
There's some good snark in it.
Yeah.
So, I really hope it picks up because, come on.
Look, I don't think we're having a bad time. I just think that this game isn't for us.
I'm actually enjoying playing it. I just want there to be more challenge. I want to have more of an experience that I had when I was younger playing Mario and not just steamrolling through it. And I don't think it's that, like, I'm too good to play these games.
Yeah.
I really just think the design's been made easier. Maybe the games aren't made for me anymore.
But, like I said, it might churn up now. It might become more challenging the next couple.
I'm looking forward to playing.
Yeah.
I am looking forward to playing this back half only because I think it's going to be more difficult, more challenging, some more stuff.
Did you play New Super Mario Bros. U?
I did.
Sorry, which one's...
New Super Mario Bros. Wii.
What's the one that's top down? 4 players.
Top down.
Or like isometric perspective. Not side scroll, because they put out the one that was like New Super Mario Bros. U, just a side scroller. But then they put out New Super Mario World that was top down.
Oh, I didn't play that one. No, that was on the Wii U though, right?
It was.
Yeah,
I heard very, very good things about that one. Oh. And of course, I'm very excited to play Super Mario Odyssey.
Is that the one with the cat suits?
Yes.
Cat Mario?
Cat Mario.
Cat Mario.
I feel like I've seen promos or something.
Cat Mario.
Yeah.
And I laughed at Cat Mario thinking he was stupid.
And he ran on a wall?
Playing as Bumblebee Mario and Boo Mario, I'm down to try some Cat Mario.
That's the one he runs on a wall, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I think I've played it somehow on some platform.
So I think that's... Do you have any more thoughts?
I think that's it. I think I want it to be good. So this next little bit we play, it's got some big shoes to fill to keep me interested, or else I'm just going to be miserable in that second podcast. But we'll fingers crossed. Hopefully I'm happy.
Yeah.
I'm honestly looking forward to playing this next half. And I have to say, I've enjoyed what I've played.
It's a breeze.
Too soft.
Yeah.
A little too soft.
When I say it's soft, you know that's a problem.
That's a real problem. Soft serve.
Yep, that's me. Get the ice cream out because I'm soft boy. So we decided initially that we're going to do this podcast in 2 parts, but because there isn't much game there, we decided to do it in 1 part. I guess that kind of summarizes the way I feel about it. Mo, how did you feel about the second part of Super Mario Galaxy?
I actually don't even know. Like, I'm kind of like almost heartbroken. You know how I felt about Super Mario Sunshine. Loved that game. That was the reason why I picked this game, and it's so repetitive. So I guess this next little bit that we played, I was kind of coming in like, come on, give me something, give me some crazy boss battle, give me finish up the story in some unique way, and it may or may not have done that.
Can I interject? What story?
Right,
man. I'm trying to be kind of. I feel like there's so much hype behind this whole Mario guy, and this is like the maybe 3rd Mario game I've played ever. The first one being Luigi's Mansion.
I think the real problem is that we're playing with the inferior Mario brother.
You're going back to this already, right? We're 2 minutes in, and you're already throwing Mario under the bus.
It's a much more interesting conversation than the second half of Mario Galaxy.
He does not. He has a point.
I think the blame squarely lies with Mario being just a horrible, horrible character.
What do you mean? He's on every single Mario game. He is the superior Mario brother. From a marketing standpoint, they don't call it Super Luigi Brothers because people wouldn't buy that. They'd be like, yo, who's this Luigi guy? Does he just own a pizza parlor down the street from Mario's castle? Like, nah.
You know who they thought would be the best person to launch a GameCube with? It was Luigi. They didn't think to launch the GameCube with Mario. They launched with Luigi. Why?
I think they did.
Because he's the superior Mario brother. No, Sunshine didn't launch with the GameCube.
No, it was supposed to, but I feel like it wasn't ready. Is that not factually correct?
That's probably correct. But you know what did launch on the GameCube?
Super Smash Brothers Melee, which intro video starts with Mario, not Luigi.
Yeah, because he's the biggest face. Doesn't mean he's the better brother.
Aren't those two things synonymous? Biggest face equals better brother?
Jacob, I can show you people with big ass faces. Okay. They are not better.
I look forward to this discussion about people with big faces.
Guys, I've listened to both sides, and as the neutral party always, I feel like Luigi's better, Mario sucks. Okay, continue.
Thank you.
So, Super Mario Galaxy
has worked.
No, it hasn't. You guys ganged up on me. It's like a autocracy. That's what the opposite of democracy is, right?
If you have an opinion on who the superior Mario brother is, reach out to us at Left Behind Club on Twitter and make your voice heard. Let Jacob know that he's wrong.
I like how you did that, Mike. Very, very good. Very good.
So in the last part of the game, there were very few parts that I was just like, yo, this was worth writing down. On Beach Slide, there was a sharky-looking dude.
That guy was cool.
He was. He reminded me of Shark Tale, and I was like, yeah, Shark Tale.
Same here.
That's a good movie. Toy Bowser was like Shadow of the Colossus, where you had to climb that huge like toy robot.
Yeah, that was probably the coolest level for me.
I have not played that one.
What?
I did not play that.
Really?
A toy robot?
Yeah, it was like Toy Bowser's jungle kingdom of fun, and you had to climb on a robot. It was like Shadow of the Colossus with the gravity.
I do not remember that at all.
Mm-hmm. You might not have played it.
I'll take you for your word.
Mm-hmm.
How many stars did you guys end the game with?
61.
Okay, Mo?
61.
I don't think I could have played another star.
I didn't care to. Yeah. I didn't want to. I swear to God, guys, I played... This game took me maybe a week, and it was like every day coming home and like just knowing I have to at least finish 2 or 3 levels. Like I have to fight through them. And it wasn't that initially, but that's how it be. Like over time, once I got to the right before the last like final area, it was like, let's just get this over with. Let's just get this over with. Let's just make it. And like hoping that I'd get to a level. And there were some levels that kind of caught me for a bit, but there was a lot of times when I almost threw the controller. I almost put it through the screen.
Really?
Yeah, specifically, like this is earlier on. It was in actually the toy one that Jacob's talking about with the robot. You know the spring power-up?
Yeah.
I don't know if maybe I just suck at this game, but I've never died so much running into things and just losing control with the spring mechanic. Jumping around and trying to die, especially the boss that was like on the freaking stick. Do you guys know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I just don't think that part was fun at all. Like, using that spring power-up just, like, was not fun.
Initially, the noise it made and how high you jump, it was pretty cool. But I got over it real quick when I started dying. Like, it's definitely a lot harder right away as soon as we passed that little halfway hump.
Mm-hmm.
I really, really, really wanted to like the second half of this game. I really want to like this game. I could not have come into this game with higher expectations, knowing that it I think on IGN it got like a 9.7. Back when it came out, it was receiving almost universal praise as like, you know, the second coming of Mario after Mario 64. And this game disappointed me on so many levels. I was so incredibly disappointed with the boss battles, ending the game in the same way that you start the game, with no increase in difficulty. I was disappointed in the difficulty of the challenge of the levels, so I found it either too easy, too obvious, or there was absolutely no consequence because they made one-up mushrooms easy to find and everywhere that you might die. So you knew that if you're doing a run that you were going to die 10 times in, you were just going to automatically go for that one-up mushroom and then see if you could make it past that. And do small and incremental gains along the way. And for me, that's not the type of challenge I want. I want there to be stakes. I want there to be a real chance of me losing, because I don't think you gain a real sense of accomplishment if there's no risk that you weren't going to get it eventually. So that disappointed me tremendously. I honestly, guys, I can only blame Mario for this.
Yo, no, so I did the same thing. Like, I wanted to like it. Like, every single time I opened up the next like Galaxy, I'm like, you know, something cool, something interesting, please. And to be fair, there were some things. The first one that actually was like, you know what, it might be getting better, was Flying Mario.
Yeah, that was cool. I will admit that was cool. Yep.
I hated the controls. I thought the concept was so cool. I hated controlling Flying Mario, mostly because I couldn't control the camera.
I just thought it was cool to fly, like control fly.
For me, it was fine until you had to, like, I learned that you could stop in midair and hover, and that's when it clicked for me. Yeah, you can hover.
Way.
Yeah, you can hover and stop and adjust yourself. God. I was like you until I figured out that you could hover, and then it was a change for me. That was, I think, my favorite part of the second half of the game was the flying piece.
I guess I would have liked that if I had known that you didn't have to just continuously move.
No, you could hover.
Damn.
So there you go.
No, it was cool, but it's not worth the replay. So don't worry about it. If you missed it, you missed it.
Yeah.
Besides that, like maybe I was just kind of like nitpicking just things I kind of like, because I don't want to just bash on the game. Do you remember the like the spaceship Galaxy? Like, it looked like a giant like Battlestar Galactica like mega ship kind of thing.
I think so.
Yeah.
Okay, so when that one opened up, because every time like a new like place opens up, you see the planet or the whatever it is, and then like it has a name behind it. This one, I think I looked it up. It's called like Dreadnought or something.
Yep. And
I'm like, holy shit, we're getting serious. This is like I think a little bit after the flying. I'm like, okay, we're picking up. Sure enough, you land there, and it's just the exact same puzzles over and over and over again. And I think this was like when I started like getting annoyed, and it became a chore to play this game, just to finish it, to be able to talk about it. Besides like that level, I'm trying to think. There might have been only one more I liked, but I don't know. Like, did any of the Galaxies jump out at any of you guys?
There was a boss battle that was my favorite part of this game, and it was the boss battle where you fought that like shark, that bone shark.
Yeah, that was annoying.
I thought that was a clever, like, you had to get on a shell to chase the boss down, and he had like his little minion mechanical fish follow you to try and get to you, so you had to avoid them and then hit him with a shell. To me, that was my favorite boss in the whole thing. And like, that was a one-off level that you might not play. Like, that to me is the craziest part, is this is one of your best boss battles, and it's not in the critical path of the game. Instead, you have boss battles with Bowser Jr. that are repeated multiple times that, like,
oh man, he's going to shoot something at you and you're going to whip the Wii remote and it's going to smack it right back at him. What interesting design.
I almost wonder, like, if I go back and play Sunshine or if I go back and play 64, if I'll feel the same way. My answer that I'm thinking is I'm thinking that I will feel better about them as compared to this game.
Really? I think it's going to be the opposite. I feel like if I go back and play Super Mario Sunshine, I'm going to like hate it or something and be like, wow, maybe it was just because I wasn't expecting much again, and then it was just great. And then with this one, I'm expecting so much and just it didn't deliver.
There's definitely an expectation theory in play, right? Where the bar is set. I think the reason I'm so disappointed is I saw 9+ for reviews. The average, I think Metacritic is 95% plus for Galaxy. So I had expectations of this is going to be one of the best games of the past decade, and I am very sorely disappointed. But and while expectation does play a big role, I don't think that's it. I think nostalgia is going to play a big factor if we go back and play Super Mario 64. Because not only do I think that's a better game, but I think it's going to bring us right back to our childhood, sitting in front of an N64, 3 feet away from a TV, and jumping through paintings.
You know what I feel the problem is? I feel that this game is lacking a soul. And I know it's really hard to like say, oh, a piece of media has a soul. And it's really awful of me to say, given that there are hundreds of people who probably dumped years of their life into creating this experience. But I just feel as though this game is lacking that it factor that a lot of other Nintendo games have. I think of things like Splatoon. I think of things like I'm trying to think, like even the Zelda games, so Wind Waker or Breath of the Wild. There's just that, there's a soul to those games that I feel like this game doesn't. It checks all the boxes. It's well designed mostly. It looks great. It sounds pretty good. It is fine to play, but it just, I don't know. I think it's lacking a soul.
Can I bring something up?
Sure.
I think we're all kind of saying the exact same thing with this. Would you say that the biggest... So it does a lot of stuff right. The audio is great. The mechanics of jumping around like place to place is really cool when we initially started playing it. Visuals were nice. It's giving you a little bit of Mario, like when you chase after those like music tones and you get a star at the end. That kind of hits like the nostalgia feel. But the biggest downfall is it's just the same challenge over, just repetitiveness, and that's its downfall. Because it's so repetitive, you think nothing's happening. Because it's so repetitive, you're like, oh, it's not difficult.
I completely agree with you, Mo. Right? I can't imagine wanting to play Super Mario Galaxy 2. I don't care that Yoshi's on the cover. I cannot imagine playing that right now.
Yeah, I think it's just the repetitiveness. That's the only downfall. Besides that, it's a fantastic game if you want to bash your head in and do the same thing over.
You know what?
It's good stuff. It's too much cake. That's what it is. It's too much cake.
The cake is a lie. That makes so much sense, because when I initially played this game, I don't know, 5+ years ago, and I enjoyed what I played. I thought it was really fun, cute, inventive, but I only played maybe 2 or 3 rooms in, right, of those different universes or galaxies.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I never felt the urge to go back and finish it. I feel like I got my fill. And, to be completely honest, if we weren't playing this as part of, the game club, I don't think I would have made it to the end. I wouldn't have felt compelled to make it all the way there.
100%. Same. I have an idea. I think I have another theory. Maybe all those reviewers played like 3 levels and wanted to get their content out right away and say, we reviewed Super Mario Galaxy. It's a great game. You do this, this, and this. And then they let it release.
That's a big accusation.
It is. I honestly think they're legitimate, honest reviews. They played through it all. I think part of the time and place of this game is 2007. There are not many games to play on the Wii, especially not many games of quality. If you take yourself back to that time, a lot of the games that were coming out on the Wii were party games, mini game collections, things like that. Because the Wii was selling like hotcakes, because of Wii Sports and all Wii Bowling, all the stuff that was included, and people weren't buying more. And so when it came time to buy more games, the only thing people were buying were Midway arcade games and 2K Carnival packs, things like
You're
that.
saying people don't want the Rabbids or Red Steel? I find that hard to believe, sir.
I think they developed a taste for the Rabbids. Because I love the Rabbids games. You guys can turn your nose at me. I love the Rabbids. I think they're incredibly funny.
Rabbids Go Home
more personality than Minions.
Rabbids Go Home is a pretty great game.
I played Traveled in Time, or what's the one where they're stuck in time?
It's something in time. Rabbids in Time.
Yeah,
that
something
sounds
like
about
that.
right.
They go in a washing machine and they go back to every era of history, and then they make weird yelling noises.
Jeez.
There's my Rabbids impression for you.
Can we all at least agree that the final boss battle was the best thing in gaming?
Why? Because it meant the game was over?
Yes, exactly. No, to be honest, it was the exact, that's the very point when I was like, I had more disappointment than I did when I played Gone Home. Was when I played that last boss battle, and it was like, oh, are you kidding me? I wasted all this time and nothing. Like, nothing.
I'm not going to lie, there was a moment in that final level where you're climbing that giant ladder, or that giant staircase to get to Bowser, and this is before Bowser Jr. comes in and ruins everything and starts, wrecking the stairs, but I think that was a pretty cool visual to see him standing there waiting for you as you go up.
Totally, I agree.
Largely, it was just a lot more, we'd already done that 2 times in the game before, so it wasn't as special as it could have been.
Yeah,
that was it. I don't know.
The other thing is that, it's been so long since I played a Mario game. When I think back to it, the last Mario game that I played through was New Super Mario Brothers Wii. Mm-hmm. And I'm in the mood for a new Mario game. I'm hyped for Super Mario Odyssey. I want to buy a Switch. I want to play Breath of the Wild. I want to play Super Mario Odyssey. I want to buy one. I want to have a good reason to get one this fall. I'm primed to play a Nintendo game, and especially a Mario game, and this fell so flat for me, and I'm disappointed in so many different ways.
Yeah, I'm kind of in the same boat where I checked, so I have this running list of games that are acceptable for people to say are their favorite games of all time, and I went back to check and make sure that Super Mario Galaxy wasn't on it, because I would have been very disappointed in myself if it was. Thankfully it wasn't. But I don't think this thing comes close to Super Mario World, Super Mario Brothers 3, Super Mario 64. I'm just Yoshi's Island. Say what you want about Yoshi's Island. I really like that game. I just was super disappointed with it, and I wonder if a 7-year-old would really like this game. I feel like the answer is yes.
Maybe.
Yeah, we're probably not the right audience for this.
Yeah, and maybe that's the problem, is it was made for a younger audience. Given that the Wii sold like hotcakes, they had to make a game that was more accessible, and maybe that's why this happened.
And Mario's always been a bit more family-friendly.
Mm-hmm. Compared to Luigi, he's wild.
I mean, Luigi essentially had a horror game. Luigi is the brother that can stand up to ghosts. Mario? I don't think so. Mario's running away.
No, Mario got caught because he was trying to be brave and go hit them head on, whereas Luigi decided he wanted to be a coward and just take the long way around to get to them. You may say smart, I say coward.
Well, that's a thing.
On that note, Mike's just done.
Yeah,
done.
honestly, there's nothing I can say. There's nothing I can say that makes this conversation any more interesting.
Yeah, I'm not gonna pull a Super Mario. Yeah, I'm not gonna pull a Super Mario Galaxy and add fluff. It's not. I don't know. If it comes down to it, I would not have played it if I knew what I knew now. It was just I could have spent
so much because that's your pick.
Yeah, that's exactly. I know. I feel like I was just destroyed.
You blew your pick.
Yeah, 100%. That's the thing. I'm glad I tried it, so I knew, but I don't know, man. It was a waste of time.
Final thoughts.
It's not worth playing.
Yeah,
it's worth playing. It's worth playing for a few hours. It's not worth playing to completion.
Yeah, play the demo at Best Buy. That's its rating.
Go back in time to
maybe,
2007.
Maybe play it over the course of an entire summer. Maybe jump in and play a level every week.
No, go outside. Do something else.
You're right, Mo. I'm sorry. I tried to find a silver lining there. I tried to find the upside, but you're right. There's like way better things to do with your time and your money.
100%.
Especially because Nintendo games are evergreen in price. They never go on sale. They're always stupid expensive. And usually you can count on them to be a great value because they're always well designed. They always have, real replayability. I just don't feel it with this game.
There's value in it, but it's value that you don't want.
Yeah. So I don't recognize the value.
Yeah, my final thought is, not worth my time. I'm upset I played it, and I can't wait till I pick something else that's a lot better.
Great. On
Jake,
that note,
what do you think?
I have no thoughts. Like I usually am a pretty aggressive note taker, and I just couldn't even find things to take notes about, and I just got to the point where I'm just like, I can't do this anymore. I can't even. There are no words left. We've said all the words. You've just listened to an hour of Super Mario Galaxy talk that had started from a very high place and just got to here. So why don't we tell them what we're going to play next, and then Mike, you can do that thing that you do so well.
Drum roll, please. So the next game on the Left Behind Game Club is The Legend of Zelda Wind Waker.
To be honest, like we're in need of a picker-upper after Super Mario Galaxy, and I think good old Link is going to help us out.
Link's got the whimsy, especially Toon Link.
Yeah, I'm excited. I've always wanted to play that game. I'm so glad you picked it.
That's really good.
That's actually really good.
Thank you. I'm full of great impressions. Hey, listen.
No,
let's not.
Hey.
I got really creeped out there because I'm like, where's that coming from?
No, I'm excited. Good pick, Mike.
Yeah, so The Legend of Zelda Wind Waker, we're probably... we're going to figure out how we're going to do that, whether it's going to be a 1 episode or a 2. But yeah, look forward to it. I'm very excited. It's a game I've never finished, but always enjoyed playing through. So we'll see what it's like. Looking forward to hearing your impressions, guys.
Likewise. And speaking of impressions, metrics are a thing. And how about stars? How's that for a segue?
That's a seg. So if you didn't have your fill of getting those stars in Super Mario Galaxy, what I think you should do is you should go to iTunes and give us 5 of those stars so we can unlock Luigi and then play the superior Mario brother. While you're doing that, leave a review. Let us know what you think. Let us know what your favorite episode is, the highlights, the lowlights, the host that you'd most like to get voted off the island, the one that you're going to start a fan club for. And then once you do that, share it with a friend, anyone who you think might be interested in playing along, and then grab the next game that we're playing and play along with us. Reach out to us on Twitter at Left Behind Club and let us know your impressions, your thoughts. Jacob, where can the people find you at?
First, I'd like to say that your segue was so much better than mine, and you, sir, are a gentleman and a scholar. You can find me at Jacob McCourt on everything. Yeah.
Mo, where can the people find you at?
They can find me at Murtadi everywhere, social media and website.
And you can find me at Ruffolo M on Twitter. And I think that does it for today, guys.
Yeah.
It's been a pleasure, as always. I can't wait to talk to you guys next week.
Sounds good, fellas. Listen.
Hey, listen.
Okay, that's a wrap.